Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. I think we're going to have a Blitz game. I've been playing a bit of Blitz this morning. Let's have a Blitz game and let's see what happens. Pawn to Queen 4, that's a good move. Okay, the Dutch defence. I mean, when they play the Dutch, you just can't help wanting to play E4. And then I think D6 is wrong, isn't it? Because I think you've got to take that. Although, it's all complicated. Okay, why don't we play Knight C3 and defend E4? I'm not playing E5 because I'm worried about... My opponent's playing very quickly. Has he seen this before? Well, we'll find out. I want to play Bishop G5. Bishop G5 is often a useful move in the Dutch. And you actually play it in the Staunton in some lands as well. I think these days Stockfish puts Bishop G5 as the best move after D4 F5. Yeah, this is reasonable. I mean, and so's this, right? I think the theory here is that black's going to find it hard to castle and that white has slightly better development, right? Takes, queen takes, bishop takes, the queen check there's a killer. Well, it's pretty bad. So, do we want to... I don't know if we want to castle long, actually. We might want to castle long. Castling long is a little bit... what's the word? It's a little bit risky, castling long. But it's also going to be amusing. And we're here to have fun, right? We like fun. So, I'm glad to say that all fun is not cancelled. We're going to castle long. We are going to... Let's see what we can predict here. I think black has problems working out where to put the king. White might just play king b1 and then... I mean, h4 looks good. h4, h5. h3 looks pretty good. So, black wants to go long. So now the big threat is, okay, well, if you play b5, it's harder to go long, right? Yeah, okay, fine. Fine. I'm okay with this. You might still be able to castle queenside, but it's much more holy now. Much more risky. Okay, that's okay. Let's just keep the king safe. King safety is the thing. I mean, we've all learnt so much from Magnus Carlsen, but one of the important things we've learnt is that he really values king safety. Okay. Let's go h4. I'm sure black has attacking ideas too. So... maybe the knight's coming to e4 to swap off the f6 knight. Or maybe we just take an f6 and just push the pawn. It's not ridiculous, frankly. Okay. Taking on f6 and pushing the pawn looks quite good to me, frankly. Then just taking on g6. Maybe if we take on f6, the knight can come to e4, which might be nice. Maybe the knight can come to e4 right now. So now the threat is to take on f6 with the knight or something. I think there's a lot of weak squares around the black king, and there are a lot fewer around the white king. I mean, the white king feels safe to me. Black king feels pretty safe, but I think there's potential to cause trouble also. I'm gaining a lead on the clock as well, which is also helpful. So if it were my move, what would I do? Take an f6 with the knight, pawn takes. Take an f6 with the bishop. I mean, the problem with taking with the knight is then the pawn takes, you lose a tempo. Might be better to take with the bishop. And... okay. Okay. So suppose knight Knight b4 will be a slight pain. Hit the queen. Let's take the pain. Knight b4 is not great, but I don't think it's a disaster. I mean, queen d2. Okay, so I guess we chop. And then, see, I like that knight. I like it so much that I'm going to move it to g5, but the obvious point is we're also attacking. So my opponent offers a swap. You saw that coming. Alright, well, I mean, so now the point is I'm left with a worse endgame, and that's rather disappointing. Is that the point? Am I in any position to decline this swap? No. Well, if you're in no position to decline, you've got to take. So this was well played, I think, by my opponent. Take on f3, take on c7. Well, it's an endgame. It's an endgame in which black is probably a bit better, if we're honest. I've got a bit of time. It's important to look for the positives. I could also attack the oh God, I think you've got to have the pawn. Alright, so let's not give all the pawns. What is it? Okay, we're equal on pawns actually. I think getting a rook on the g file is a good idea, and I think getting that knight to a better square is a good idea. Okay, here comes the knight to a better square. We hit the rook, we hit the b pawn. Yeah, fine. Let's attack on g6. I quite like this actually. I quite like this. Rook f6, knight d5, rook e6. Huh? What's that all about? It's a good move. I mean, it's not a brilliant move, but it's a good move. Okay, so should we just throw it all in? I mean, the point is I'm going to try and gang up on that bishop. I think with a degree of success, right? I mean, okay, good move. I mean, can't complain about that. And basically, rook a8 threatens mate next move. The problem is rook g7, king f8, rook h8 is mate. So unless, I suppose the issue is black can go, the big issue is black can play that. That's the big issue. And then, well, okay, party people. Okay, we're going to do it this way. This is not perfect by any means, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to take on c3. Is it just in time? I don't know. I don't think we're losing. I think it might be a draw. We might lose. I don't think we're going to lose. I think it's looking very drawish to me. Yeah. But we're always blocking, right? I think we're always able to block the lawn mower mates. Of course, black's going to try. Of course, black should try. I mean, there's a version of the world in which we win on time, and how am I going to feel about that? I'm not going to feel great about that, to be honest with you. But, you know, a win is a win, right? That's chess. So let's try a bit of... I think the point is black has a perpetual and should take it. See how good. See how closely black is watching the clock. Okay, that's a surprise. That's actually just a mistake because I'm going to win on time. I don't feel great about that. Look, I can even do this. Okay, what do we make of that? What we make of that is I played a good opening. I let it slip. Yeah, look, we're better at the opening. Of course we are. Of course we are. And then what was bad? I mean, castling long was bad, but you can't resist. Yeah, I'm surprised that this is really bad, is it? Okay, let's look at what's best. Rook dg1. Okay. Knight g5 is bad. You just got to put the rook on the d file. Yeah, of course you have, because it allows the swap of queens. Once you allow the swap of queens, then you end up in a grim endgame. Okay, look, black's still better. Yeah, king f7 was a great move. Rook h3 was a mistake. Rook a8 was a blunder. What should you have played? Yeah, rook 8 takes b3. That's exactly right. Rook 8 takes b3 was really good. Now it's just a draw. And unfortunately, or fortunately for white, I mean, this, you should have just taken the perpetual here as black with so little time. It was objectively fine what black was doing, but there's no time. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that very much. See you soon.